Hey there, folks. While the double cash and double RP bonus is going on for running um, the hangar missions, I decided we give that a try since we've never done it before. So we're up in our hangar. We're going to log into the system here. Authentication must be granted by Ronald Jawowski. Please progress with the air freight setup missions.
Here we go. The maiden voyage of this new enterprise. Here's to new friends being better than old ones, old dogs learning new tricks, and this all being a computer simulation anyway. So who cares if we go to prison? The AI has already won. Our first target's a lost MC cargo shipment. Take out the guards and bring the plane to the hangar. Once there's some stock in the system, the app will go online.
Y'all may notice Ron there, our partner in this operation, has got some unfortunate delusions and all. For instance, thinking that he's just living in a computer simulation, you know, and that none of this is real. Pretty unfortunate there. Unfortunately, with these particular missions, we can't get back into our hangar, so if we don't have a vehicle waiting for us out here, it looks like we have to make do. And in this case, I'm going to go see if we can steal one of the lasers over here. Being that I have a hangar at Fort Zuncudo, I don't get a wanted rating just for being here, but I got a feeling that stealing one of their jets is going to be the exception to it. Let's see how quickly this guy starts shooting at me. And surprisingly, he didn't shoot at me at all. Nothing happened until I actually took the plane away. So as you see there, Ron sends you the message saying that we can't proceed on into it until we lose the cop. So that'll be easy enough. We'll just fly out here over the mountains and all and stay away from where the police are. And eventually we'll lose our rating. It's already flashing. So once we lose our rating, we'll head on over to where the mogul is and we will rejoin you there. We have had our police rating drop away and we're getting very close to the mogul site. I'm sitting here wondering what I'm going to do, and I figure out that there's no point in really landing this thing, so I just jump out and pop my chute. However, I figure the laser will take care of itself, and we'll see it and hear it take care of itself in a few seconds. But the other thing is I hopped out a little bit too high. You see the mogul way down there. Little too high, so we've got a little bit of a parachute drop. So once again, we'll cut out the boring part while we're swirling around waiting to get close enough to the ground, and we'll just try and stay on target until we can get down there and find out what this mogul is actually guarded by. Coming down, getting fairly close to the ground now. This was not fun to do in the dark. Caught that building there, caught that telegraph pole, and came down a little bit harder than I wanted to. But, as you see, we are very close to the mogul. It is just over there in that little field. Hopefully we'll be able to take it out. But good place for some heavy sniper work. So we'll see if we can see the guards who are on it. A couple guys at the back. And I don't see anybody else at that point. So it's time to move in closer. See if there's any more guards. Nobody is shooting at us, so that sounds good. And LJT is telling me that the supplies I bought for the cocaine factory earlier are doing fine. So that is counting down again. Now, anything here? Let's get a closer support weapon. But as you see, there wasn't anybody else, just two people. Of course, this is just the setup mission. So they make the setup missions pretty easy. You ain't got to worry too much about whether or not you're going to have to take on too many guards. The biggest part of this entire little mission here was trying to figure out how the hell to get into the plane. I've never been in one of these before, so it's like I didn't know, could you climb in the front? Was a door on the side? As it turns out, you climb up the wing and get into it that way. You can't get from the front, you have to come from the back. So we got in. Ron's telling us like taking candy from a baby, a big hairy biker baby. We crank up the mogul, taxi it down through here. There is just enough room, as you see, to get this thing lifted off in this grass. We just cleared the trees at the bottom, just over the tops of them. Bring up the landing gear, and at that point is just fly it back to the hangar. All right, if I remember right, in this one there was it's a setup mission. Once again, just like the setup missions for your Coke factory or any of your other biker businesses, you don't get any enemies chasing after you whenever you come out. So it was simply fly it back to Zancudo in this instance. If hangars are down at Los Santos International, you'd have to fly it back down there. But as it is on this one, we just have to come basically circle around this mountain and land it here at Zancudo. Coming back to Zancudo, we picked up a police rating for some reason, not sure why, but it was easy enough to lose. And we got to fly over someone's gorgeous yacht down there. Isn't that thing just a beauty? And from here on out, there goes the police rating, so it looks clear from here. All right, so we're coming back in, doing a proper dog leg into the Air Force Base, lining up with the runway and all. Should have been a little bit further out, but it's been a while since I played Flight Sim. But we're coming in, and at this moment in the mission, all we have to do, you see we've still got bags of time, still 13 minutes left to complete it, so all we need to do is bring it in, land it on the runway without crashing it up too badly, and then just taxi over to our hangar and deliver it to the hangar. Just keep the engine going and taxi. We'll take the next taxiway off to the left here, the next exit. Fortunately, the people that we stole the jet from have the attention span of gnats. So I guess as long as they don't see us in the laser that we stole, in the military jet we stole, they figure, well, that must not be the same person. Looks a lot like him, but he's in a old 1940s dual prop. So can't be the same guy, can it? It's nice to have an AI that way. So we're just going to taxi it back up to the big old yellow circle here in front of the hangar. Although as you see that truck pulls out, you got crazy drivers on this mission too. And then that will bring everything into the hangar for us. We've got the supplies done and got our business set up here. And there we go, back in the hangar where we're starting to get our little collection of vehicles parked right up here near the doors for easy access. You can see against the far wall over there, just up underneath all this catwalk here, you can see just a little bit of the stuff that we've stolen. Well, we're going to go back up now that we've actually got the business set up. Let's go on back into the business office and see if we can log into the system now and let Ron give us a walkthrough in how we are going to use this to make some more money.
Welcome, business partner. This is Ron Tchaikovsky. Damn. I shouldn't say my name. Note to self, edit that bit out. Okay, I prepared this recording to talk you through the basics of our new operation. You'll find all the information you need about stock levels and our holdings on the homepage here. Then, when you're ready to make an acquisition, you hit the source button.
Okay, as you see here, it looks a lot like the nightclub with the different levels and all being produced. And we can hold up to 50 crates.
Now, you're able to choose what cargo we're hitting here. Now, the deep state doesn't like this. The shadow economy, it's taking tax money away from their pals, the globalist conglomerates. But they make some work harder than the rest. Poisonous, untaxed alcohol and tobacco is easier to go after than Big Pharma's worst enemy. The mind-focusing and totally harmless narcotic stimulants, for example.
Didn't we say earlier when we were setting this up that Ron has a few issues? I think we can tell.
Once you've got some stock, we can look at making a sale. We're a market-driven business. There'll be good deals for what the buyers out there want at any given time. But the real edge comes when we unload a particular cargo in bulk to a big buyer. They tend to throw in a sweetener. That's it. Now, source some stock and hopefully the program I wrote will erase this audio file from your hard drive. If not, see you in court. Jury! I've got mental problems. I'm a fantasist. I'm running for president.
Good old Crazy Ron. Alrighty, we're going to source some stuff here, and we're going to go after some arts and antiques. So let's see how a source mission goes.
Well, it seems like there was a helicopter carrying what we're after, but it went down. And the charter company that owns the chopper may or may not be run by the Mexican mob. Now, it's worth a shot, though. Find the wreckage, get the cargo, and hope for the best.
Okay, unlike the setup mission, I've ran several of these sourcing missions now, and each one has actually given me a vehicle that they want me to do the mission in. I would imagine if you had to, you could run all these. You can run them as a CEO or a motorcycle club. It's just like the helicopter is a little bit more sturdy than it looks. You can run them just like the bunker. You can run them as a CEO or a motorcycle club. I guess motorcycle club would be great if you have people in with you. And otherwise run CEO, so whenever you crash your helicopter, you can always call up another one, which we've had to do several times. So now they've given us the little unarmed buzzard here, and we've got to go over to Mount Gordo and look for the crash site where the Maverick went down. And I'm just imagining it's not going to be quite as easy as it sounds there. So we're approaching the crash site here on Mount Gordo. We've got that area there with a question mark, and somewhere within that area we have to search. Basically, we just have to fly close enough to it that we find it, that it turns up. And it says you should see the smoke, and we do see some coming out of the lake down here. So it looks like we have probably found the crash site. Yep. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to get down there and get the flashing box of supplies. It's just like pretty much any other supply mission. If you're doing a bunker supply or you're sourcing cargo for your cargo warehouse, pretty much the same. And get over there. Oop, and that guy is just playing possum. He's not quite dead yet, and of course I don't have a weapon to go, and I don't have armor up. I am totally unprepared for a field expedition here in my Florsheim Zippers boots. And sure enough, I don't know if this is the Mexican mob he's talking about, but they are armed with helicopters, and they are not giving me such a good time. So we are going to try to get out of here, try to dodge the helicopters. Fortunately, this thing moves pretty darn well, especially if you're hugging the ground. If you can do a couple of low-level swoops and get some forward momentum, you can outrun the helicopters that are on me right now. If they had sent some kind of plane, let's say a jet, a laser, or a pyro or something, it might be a different story. But I think it's a couple of buzzards back there, and I believe I've gotten enough of a head start on them. I may have well gotten fortunate. They may have been facing the other direction whenever they could have been facing the other direction whenever I started here, and that might have helped with my getting the kind of the momentum on it as well. And then it's just like the source mission. It is make it back to your hangar, in my case Fort Zancudo. Get back there without being shot down and blown up, and deliver the cargo. Once again, doing it solo here. As you see, you've only got the one cargo. I would imagine if you were doing one with multiplayer, you would have more than one cargo. There would have been maybe two if you were duoing or whatever. But with the one person, every single time I've done it, it's only just been the one cargo so far. Another neat thing that you'll see coming up is that you can drop the cargo. If you fly over the hangar, you can drop it. Now, if you're If you drop it and it doesn't actually land in the hangar's vicinity, then you then have to land and go pick it up. I've had to do that when I came across. I was in a pyro and I came across the top of the hangar a little too fast, and the cargo ended up over there next to the control tower. So I had to land and go pick it up and manually run it back to the hangar in order to deliver it. But as you see, we're waiting, and it has landed on the hangar. Cargo's delivered. And it says, as you see, mission aircraft are filled with an engine kill switch. So you need to land it before it kills the engine. And there goes the engine. It burns it out. Boom. So that's to keep you from using the aircraft after the mission's over. And we have completed it. So we will go back into the hangar now. And that mission is done. So pretty much now you see what what do they call this? Smuggler's Run was the update that these particular missions here came in. And you'll see a little cargo stacking up back yonder. I was headed up to do another mission, so I will stop it here.
The cargo's in the cargo bay. That's what it's for, as you know, because of course you put it there.
Thank you, Ron. Captain Obvious. I'll stop it here, and I will jump in and record another little part showing you what all we've collected so far. And as I told you, we returned to the hangar here. Let us go back underneath our little control center right up there. You see all the racks here, and you can see what we have been starting to collect. There's a arts and antiques. Let's zoom in a little. Let's get in first person. So you see a couple of arts and antiques bins here that have been piled into our racks. Another one up top and one down here below with the paintings and the little statues and all. And then we've also got a thing of the narcotics, cocaine and narcotics and drugs and all. And then down here is looks like some just general property. I see some. Are those bullets? Hard to say. There's watches. There's televisions. Flat screen TVs. There's a couple of bags up there. It looks like, I don't know, collector coins maybe. Those are coins perhaps. And maybe some medical supplies. So just some generalized stuff there as well that we've been stealing. So there you go. It's just like over in the cargo warehouse where as you go along you start filling up all the racks. The difference is that you only eventually get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 right now. 4 of which are the arts and antiques. You eventually can only fill it up to 50. I'm not sure if that's expandable or not. I'm not sure if that's expandable. I don't think it is. I think 50 is kind of the hard limit on it here. But the other thing is running solo, you don't want to fill it up that high anyway, because it's like for every 12 or 13 crates, it's another airplane that you have to deliver it with. And because of that, it's kind of like a bunker. They only give you like 15 or 20 minutes, so it is literally impossible to do multi-vehicle deliveries. So as a solo, you only want to work up to 10. All right, so there you go. That has been a really brief overview of getting our Smuggler's Run, our aircraft hangar smuggling business set up. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's been fun working on it on this end, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.